That distribution of Shaw was what started that second goal right there. So for that, he gets a 7. And good saves too. Kept us.
Henderson is part of the defense. He didn't consider goal. Straight 8.
Okay. Wan-Bissaka.
That boy gets a 9. Are you serious?
All
Where
right.
that boy, Raheem! Where you at, Raheem? Where you at, boy?
He gets an 8. Pretty much everybody in the defense gets an 8.
Straight up. Everybody on defense gets 8.
That's really
Yeah,
good.
sure.
That's a really good
Except
point.
Shaw.
I would give him maybe an 8.
I'll give Wan-Bissaka an 8 as well. Has some very instrumental tackles on Sterling as well today. Kept them in his pocket. When he gets home, it's going to be iPhone, keys, and Sterling right on the table.
That's gold, bro. That is just gold.
Wan-Bissaka, I'm giving Wan-Bissaka a 7, 7.5, 7.5.
8.
8 for Wan-Bissaka. I'll start with you. Luke Shaw.
Luke Shaw, 8.
Big Shaw gets a 9 today.
8.5.
9. He get 8.5.
Lindelof.
I give Lindelof a. He was solid. He was solid. I give him an 8. He was solid.
I give Lindelof a 7.5 actually.
There was one time he fell down before the goal got
He
there.
fell down. and-
Before the ball got to him.
Yeah. Come on.
I don't know who's conditioning and strength coach is, but we need to get some reps in for Lindelof in the
Yes,
gym.
indeed.
You know, I'll give him a 7.5 with room to improve today, but he needs some time in the weight room. He gets to get the physicality up.
Yeah.
He needs to get it up.
He gets bullied off
You know,
quick.
we're playing in the most physical league in the world. I need him to get his weight up.
Lindelof is 7.
He get an 8. I mean, like I say, you know what? This is the rise of Lindelof last weekend. He played good last weekend. He played much better today. Next week he played excellent. So he get an 8.
Maguire.
7.
Yeah, I give Maguire a 7. Wasn't too bad today. Wasn't too good. You know, kind of in the middle.
7.5.
7.5. If he was a foot faster, he'd
Yeah,
have
he
an
had a
8.
good run. He had a good
Yeah,
run.
if he
dribbled
was
us to
faster, he'd have an
midfield,
8.
So, you know, 7.5, 7.
I'm gonna give you 8. Why? Did you see how many balls he was winning on air?
Yeah.
He was everywhere. He always those little balls they don't count, but they do. He get a good 8.
And he got a
was
yellow
solid
card
at the
quite.
back.
He got a yellow card quite early in the game.
Once you start talking about the 8s, you gotta at least have an assist.
So let's go to the midfield. Let's go to the midfield now.
Let's go and assist.
Fred.
Fred, Pastor Fred, I'm going to give Fred a 7. A 7.
Yeah, I'll give Fred a 7. He lost the ball a few times today,
Yeah.
but you know he's box to box, so he has a good work ethic, and I like that. He just needs to retain possession a little more, so he gets a 7.
Yeah, 7.5. You know,
He was all over the place.
defensively, but moving forward again, lost the ball right.
7.5 for the same reason. Defensively, he was a monster. Offensively, not so much.
Fred.
He get a 7. Yeah, he get a 7.
McTominay.
McTominay 6.5. Fred was a better midfielder. So, McTominay 6.5.
I'll give McTominay, 6.5, 7, somewhere in there. I didn't really see too much from him today, but he didn't give away a lot of space, so he gets like a 6.5, 7.
Yeah, 6.5. Did his job, but moving forward, there was nothing provided.
I'll give him a 7. He was pesky enough in the midfield to upset like LeBron and all those guys, so I'll give him a 7 for that.
He get a 7. He have defense a little bit. He was falling back more now and then. So he get a 7 for me. He did all right.
Bruno.
Bruno gives a 7.5. He was really rock solid today. Really like the performance, was all the play. He played very well today.
Same here, about 7.5.
Yeah, I give him about 7.5. That's great. Providing intensity.
Bruno to me is a 7.
Bruno to me is 8. Converting penalties is not easy.
It's so early in the game. That's a lot of pressure, actually.
Have you seen City? City be missing penalties. Scoring penalty is not easy. So give that man credit where it's due.
Actually, to be honest, a professional footballer should be able to put in a penalty.
From 6 yards.
The advantage is almost 100% on the strikers. You can change your speed when you're running up to the ball. Penalty kick should be almost 100%. All you have to do is put pace to the ball.
It's not, but they're not. Okay. Daniel James.
I don't give Daniel James a rock solid 7 because he was all over the place.
Daniel James 7.
I appreciate his work rate and his work ethic. I appreciate him trying to fight for every ball when he's involved. If the boy was like 6'2" and he weighed about 51 pounds, he'd be invincible. So I'm giving him a 7.
James.
James, I give James a 6.5, maybe 7.
Yeah, he was in and out of the game.
He kept him honest. What he was supposed to do, that's all he was supposed to do. I didn't see much coming up as far as like the things that you would want from a right winger. perspective, is like contributing to the offense.
Yeah.
But he did what he was there to do. He kept them honest, and gets them maybe a 6.5. So decent performance.
I'll give the speed merchant a 7 today. You know, he did what he was supposed to do. There was a moment in the final third, where he was dribbling. He got possession back when he thought it was going to be taken away. He almost got nicked.
Yep.
But he was dribbling toward goal, and there was a second where I thought he was going to either take a shot or pass. But he seems to get confused in these moments.
Yes.
And I know he's young, he's still developing.
Yes.
You know, hopefully Ryan Giggs makes a call later, helps his homie out. But yeah, he gets a 7 today.
Daniel James 6.5.
He get a 7. He kept on running, making the other guys run, making them tired. You know what I mean? He did his job. He was there to make them tired by running back and forth.
Rashford.
Oh, Rashford. Man, I'm talking. Rashford had an assist,
Yeah, it says.
but also having that he should have scored a goal or two.
Yeah.
But I'm so glad that he got injured. I hope it's not that serious. I don't know what part of it came out, but
Probably just got a knock.
I just got knocked because bring Rashford out and Cavani's out. I'm not gonna play next, but I'm gonna give him a 7.5.
7.5.
I give you a 7.5 for me.
I'm gonna give him a 7.5 as well. And I really would hope that somebody on the team starts running with him on counterattack, because just seeing him run by himself and having 5 city defenders around him, we can't win that one. But outside of that, outside of the 2 goals that he should have scored, still had an assist. Did really well in his home up play. He was attacking on defense as well. No one ever talks about how well he plays on defense, but he plays defense very well. So I'm giving him a 7.5.
He gets a 7.5 because of the assist. I still have some question marks about his decision making, about when to take the shot, when to pass the ball off. Yes, if he's all the way up front, yeah, what you do is you hold the ball up and you wait for the rest of the team.
Yes.
You don't try to take on 3
Yes.
Manchester City defenders. You know, so it's decisions like that that keeps bringing
I
us forward.
agree with you. I'm just saying I wish it wasn't just him running up by himself.
I mean, he's fast. He's gonna find himself in that possession a lot.
They have people who can complement his pace on this team. Outside of James
I'll give Rashford a 7.5 today. You know, the chances were there for him, and he, you know, squandered a few, but the assist saved him today. So he gets a 7.5.
Okay, Rashford gets a 7. Nothing higher than that. It was an okay game for him. He did some, again, in the final third, his decision making was poor, except for the time he got the assist.
I'll start with Martial.
Martial 7.5. Martial had to play better.
Martial gets an 8 today.
Oh,
Martial
you
gets an 8 today. He was
okay,
very
Finish.
instrumental
You were saying
in
something
breaking
about
down
Martial.
City.
Hold on.
Martial gets 7.5 because he had a better game than Rashford. He had a better game out of the front 3.
Okay, that makes sense.
If it went for Rashford, if it went for Martial, we don't win that game 2. The only thing he did wrong was not scoring. He's 7.5.
Yeah, he gets a 7.5 today, 8. I'm gonna go 8 because he was very instrumental in keeping City's defense unorganized.
Yeah.
There was a moment where Bruno was dribbling, and it was Marcus Rashford on the left. Martial had a perfect run in between both City defenders, but Bruno didn't see it.
Yeah.
So I feel like if Bruno would have saw that in time, Martial gets that goal. He puts it away, and then it's 3-0. We keep possession for the rest of the game. We see it out.
Same here, about 7.5. Solid game. Would have been higher. Man of the match if he had scored or assisted. But great, decent game.
7.5, 8 if he would have scored.
He tried to do the touch and go. That works good with him and Pogba. I guess the other guys it's not right. Pogba knows where much you're gonna be positioned at. Pogba gets the ball and I don't know how they do it, but they do it right with Pogba. So there was one point he gave it to Rashford to touch and go, but Rashford wanted to dribble a little too much and he got marked out. Bruno tried the same thing, it didn't work, but he was dribbling 2-3 guys. Taking stones and Dials all together. Man, you know what? Having that, he's been having some rough time. I give him 7.5 because of the game they showed today. He should have scored. That could have been a 9. He could have been man of the match to score that game.
Right. Okay. Let's go to the subs quickly. Mason Greenwood.
6. He wasn't on the game for too long. Well, no, actually, I'm gonna take that back. I'm gonna give Mason Greenwood a 6.5. The reason why is because there was a cross that came in from Mahrez into Foden, and if Greenwood wasn't there
Back
to
post.
make the first tackle in the back post, that would have been 2-1. So for that alone, he gets a half point. He didn't play the whole game. He gets a half point from 6 because you start from 6 and end the game for 6.5. So that was a good defensive.
Yeah, I can deal with a 6.5.
Solid 6, 6.5.
Give him a 7. Rock solid.
I'm not gonna drop my average, so I'm gonna give him a 7.
Matic.
What does it take to Magic gets a 6. He wasn't on the 8 for 2 points. So
Yeah, matches didn't do anything really. 6.
They do anything. 5.
6.
Average 7. No explanation.
Okay.
I don't
Everybody just looked at you like.
I don't understand these ratings, man. I don't understand.
Williams.
I don't
Williams.
understand these.
Brandon didn't have a whole lot to do out there, so I give him a 6.
5.
Rating's a 5. He's out there for like 2 seconds.
6.
Like, come on.
6. It's the same thing as Magic. I gave Magic
Okay.
a 6.
Brandon Williams.
He played 10 minutes. We didn't concede whenever he came in. If we consider after he came in, y'all would have been like, yeah, the problem.
Okay, what are you giving him?
If we came in and considered, the blame would have been on him. So he came in and still didn't concede. So he gets 7 too.
He got 7?
Yeah, he got 7.
Okay.
That's my average. And the team was good today. We got the win 2-0.
Even for 1 minute play.
Like I said, today was a good day. Average 7.
If you warm up, you get a 6.
If you come in, you get 6.
And Ole.
Ole today. Substitution, selection, and tactics today.
I give Ollie an 8 today. Really proud of what he did today. He saw the mistakes he made in the Palace game, and he adjusted for City. So I like that. So I give him an 8.
Yeah, I'm going to give only an 8, maybe even an 8.5, because tactically, he was sound this game. It could have been maybe because Pep didn't have, I don't think he had his best 11 out there.
Really?
What the hell? Get out of here.
Who else was there? Aguero?
I personally would have started Foden over
Probably.
Mahrez.
That team that Pep could have beaten us too, equally.
I understand that, but he didn't put, I don't think he put his strongest team out.
That's his strongest
Foden
team.
don't start, bro. Foden don't start.
Well, that doesn't mean
Foden
that's
starts
not
on
his
Wednesday.
strongest
Okay, you gave him what? You gave Ole what?
I give him an 8.5.
I'm gonna give Ole an 8 today only because we won, but I need to see more from a coach. Pep
Consistency.
is up at the byline at the whistle.
Yeah.
Ole's got his hands in his
down,
pockets,
chilling,
sitting in the
legs crossed,
seats.
you know what I'm saying?
And
Yeah.
I understand you got a mentality and you have tactics that you implemented into the team, but at the same time, they need inspiration, they need coaching, they need guidance. You need to be out there with Pep on the byline. He didn't even get up to like halftime. You know, I need to see
'Cause he
more
was
from my coach,
nervous.
so he gets an 8.
Okay, Ole gets a 7. Ole could not have. The only 2 things that he could have changed up was Lindelof for Bailly and James Greenwood. But there wasn't much that Ole could have done. The team was pretty much there for you to see even before you picked the team.
I mean, if Luke
Because,
Shaw would have came out,
I mean-
though, we did have Tellez. So
I
that's
mean-
just the backup. That's a good point.
I mean,
if he
we
was
do-
injured.
I mean, we do have injuries. I mean, we got injuries to Pogba, Van der Beek, Cavani. So you already know they ain't gonna play. I mean, Martial passed the fitness test just right before the game. So
Yeah.
I mean, anyone could literally have picked the game, have picked this lineup. So it was a no-brainer. So for that, because we won the game, I'm gonna give Ole a 7. But for his in-game substitution, I'm gonna knock it down because when it happens every single week. When a manager changes the game in the opposite team, Ole does not get on that. It worked for him today. Ole is, but the thing about it, if City converted 1 or 2 of those chances, that's a whole totally different game.
It is.
Whole totally different game. So I'm not gonna give him an 8 for that. Again, because the team was ready. It was there for him to see. He couldn't really change much because of injuries. But for in-game management, I said I'm gonna give Ole a 6 for in-game management. That was
The only thing he did is he put on James for Greenwood. That was the only. Everybody else on that team, we know they start. Everyone was every other game. So the only person he put is James, and James did whatever he was supposed to do. So all I did, whatever Ole does, is tactics. And this is so much of his tactics, whatever he told players to do. But these players know. If we beat City, I think even those players will be like, you know what, we'd rather lose to Crystal Palace, but not lose to City. So they went to City game with mentality, we're going to win. And I feel like that's the problem we lose some of these. I mean, at times they go on confidence. Like, you know what, we got this. And then we end up having the draw. But I guess they went to this game with the mentality, you know what, we have to stop these guys. Otherwise they beat us and they win the league. We ain't gonna have nothing to say. So for me, I give Ole with these boys today, I give them a good 8.
8.
I'm sorry, man. Marcel got an assist, man. He did get an assist. He won the penalty. That's an assist. So forgot about that. That's an assist.
True.
Winning
That's true.
so-
True. Right. What are you gonna grade the whole team from the performance? As in, as a collective, what are you gonna grade them?
8. Like that,
Hey, get an 8 for me.
I'm going to give the whole team a 7, not better than a 7. The reason why, again, is because City dominated that game. I'm going to keep repeating this.
They are a better team.
Yes.
Who won the
Wait,
team?
let
Who won
me
the
finish.
game?
Let me finish. Even though City dominated that game, but there was a lot of times we were sloppy with our passing.
Oh yes, it could be better. The passing was poor at times.
Played a better game, even though City are going to have more ball possession. But at least if your passing is better, then I would have given them a higher score. I'm sorry, I can't give United more than 7.
I mean, the only reason he's saying
we
that
were
is we didn't
sloppy
finish our
a lot of the
chances.
time.
If the score
Because
was 3-0,
those sloppiness
or
can
5-0
lead
or whatever.
to a conceding goal.
We didn't
True.
take our chances.
Okay.
7 is the highest.
If Bams did United at average 7, that was a good day. So I'm gonna jump a little bit higher.
Oh my God. Oh my
If the
God.
team gets an 8, it must mean we just won the championship.
Yes.
Exactly, or won a trophy.
I'll put it straight.
Hold on.
Yeah. So the team gets 8.5 for me.
8.5. Okay.
For United to get an 8 all round for me, we have to have dominated the game. We have to have lights out, win the game comfortably.
Not just beat the best team.
Not
in the
sitting
league,
back and
Not
counterattacking.
just be the best team in
I
the
mean,
league.
going at the team is in pound for
So,
pound.
like how they performed
When
against
that
Leeds, kind of something like that.
Yes. Against Leeds, that's an 8 performance. That's
And I bet
that's
you give
me.
them 7.
But when we
So
say
we're gonna stop at the
against Leeds is an
Yeah.
8 performance. Yeah. Leeds is a clean 8, even 9 performance.
What about Southampton?
What, a 6-2
What
victory
about
is an 8
Southampton?
performance?
Clean.
All right,
Oh,
guys,
6-2
you just
victory with 8
you just heard it from Houston Red Army. The player given the player ratings of the United heroes today, who defeated high flying Man City at Etihad, 2 goals to nothing. Glory, glory.